back, friends. This is going to be a short video. I'm going to do some sketchbook stuff. So I got an 11 by 14 inch sketchbook for myself for Christmas, and I wanted to put something on that first page. And I thought I would show you guys neurographic art, which is just like this art form that feels nice on your brain. And it's really easy to do, I think. You kind of just draw squiggles, and then you round off the corners, and then you color it in. So at this point, I'm in the squiggle drawing phase. It's going pretty great. And now I'm in the rounding corners phase. So this part takes a little more time. I'm using a Sharpie, and with this paper at least, maybe with all paper, Sharpie tends to bleed, so it's not my favorite for this kind of thing, but I did have this giant canvas, and using pen would take forever, so that's why I used a Sharpie here. You just go and round off all your corners. And this is the part that I guess makes it look like neurons, but it's supposed to just like feel good for your brain to do. And I think that's true. I'm showing you some other ones I've made. This one is just with pen and Sharpie. I really like how this one turned out. I threw in some eyes and it looks really silly, but I also like how the colors on this one turned out. And I did a lot of squiggles. This was even more squiggles with like long lines. So I liked how that one turned out too. And they're all, you know, you can see what happens. You can draw a lot of squiggles or not a lot of squiggles. This one I made different kinds of layers. So there's like 2 different networks kind of. You can use different colors for your in-betweenies. If you use Sharpie, you'll be able to see the Sharpie lines, which is kind of unfortunate, but I do like having a different color in between too, because that's interesting as well. That one I used a fountain pen, which is really fun to use if it's not waterproof. You can just kind of paint with it. And you can use white gel pen if you want to add highlights, or you can add shadows. You can like use shapes, like I think I used the bottom of a glass when I did these. So the shapes end up looking like really cool. They kind of catch your eye in like a weird way, but that's a fun way to add a little more interest. Now I'm back at it. So like I said, when you use a Sharpie, it bleeds. So I'm using a finer Sharpie to like make the corners a little more precise and fix the bleeds a bit so it looks more sharp. And this is the part I find satisfying. I don't really like the coloring part as much, honestly, but I also got jelly gouache for myself for Christmas. This is from a gift card. I didn't just like buy myself a bunch of Christmas gifts, although technically I did, but someone else bought me the gift card, so it's like someone else got me this stuff. And I hadn't really used jelly gouache. I've used gouache in a limited capacity, but it seems pretty nice. I like it. It goes on nice. I'm still trying to figure out like how much moisture to get in the mix to get to where it's not like super thick and not super thin. So I guess that's the same with watercolor. You just gotta practice with it. It was pretty fun. The colors are really vibrant, so I like that part a lot. And eventually, I just get tired of mixing paint. Like, I don't know color theory. I don't know how to mix paint. I don't know how to like really get to the colors I want. So I just kind of do random stuff and see what I get. And eventually I just get tired. So I didn't do all of this with, I kind of made a mistake. I didn't do all watercolor for this guy, but you'll see. So I'm going to show you guys just like some drawings that I have made. And I think these, they definitely took me a lot longer, and they take a lot more brain power. This is just like looking at, you know, stuff around the house or whatever. And they're cool, like it's fun, and it's just contour drawing. It's the only kind of drawing I know how to do. It's fun to do, but way more work. Just realized I didn't finish that picture. Wow. So this is just like an apartment building that was like near our house that I had to sit in front of for a few days. So I was just like drawing it. And this is like nerdy fan art that I made because I was like obsessed with this Dan Deacon song for a little while, and that's Dan Deacon, and I like worked the lyrics of this song into the drawing, and this is what I think of when I hear that song. This is like how I visualized it, so that's some nerdy fan art for you. These are in my travel sketchbook, so I had a limited number of Sharpies to work with, but I went heavy on the squiggles, and that one especially. This one I think looks kind of like a butterfly wing. Like, I really like how that one turned out. So now I'm back to some random sketchbook art. I wrote a weird story about AI, like, taking over the world. I don't know. This is a sketch I'm really proud of. This all came from my imagination, which I feel like took so much brain power. So I worked on this for quite a while, and just like tried to think of different houses and things about houses. And I thought it turned out really cool. The car is terrible, but otherwise I think that was really cool. But this is like a very like taxing thing to draw, as opposed to these lovely neurographs that are very easy to do, and they still turn out cool. So I decided rather than to paint the whole thing, I would just doodle to fill in some of my remaining bubbles. And I didn't go too crazy. I'm no like Zen Tingle Master or whatever. I just kind of thought of some random stuff to draw here and filled in spaces. And I feel like this one looks like an Easter egg. It's not great, but you know, you're not really gonna sit there and analyze each individual Easter egg in the case of this picture. It's more about having it look like a neat thing altogether. And finally, I was tired of doodling, so I just took some Sharpies and filled in the last bubbles. Because, I don't know, I just get tired, and then I want to be done, so that was that. And I went back and cleaned up the edges where I had painted over my black to finish it out, and there it is. That's my first page of my sketchbook. And I hope you guys liked it. I definitely recommend it as an art form. It's very fun. And I woke up Brownie, and I think she was kind of irritated with me. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See you next time.